Wubba lubba dub dub, motherfuckers. What is going on, everyone? It is I. Everybody's favorite jack of all trades with foul mouth, Commodore Urban. And welcome back to another awesome video. And before I begin, I want to give a big shout out to all of you, my viewers and subscribers, for sticking around and watching this shit. Thank you so much. This is the reason why I do is fucking for you guys. And today we're going to have another book review. You guys are probably wondering when are we going to be seeing more work on Bismarck? Well, I've been plucking away at her, getting some shit done, and I'm getting to the point now to where I'm going to have to start getting some stuff to continue working, and I'm kind of low on money, so there'll still be some videos, but it won't be as many. And in the near future, there's going to be a lot of book reviews and a lot of just talking videos. So, hope you guys are looking forward to that. Anyway, without any fucking further ado, here is the book we are reviewing. And yes, it is about the Bismarck. But you probably wonder what the fuck is this. It looks like it's beat up as fuck. Well, I'll show you what it is. It is called Battleships of the Bismarck Class, Bismarck and Tirpitz, Accumulation and Finale of German Battleship Construction, by Gerhard, Koop and Klaus-Peter Schmolke, and it was translated from German by Jeffrey Brooks, and it was published by the Naval Institute Press of Annapolis, Maryland. It's kind of funny because the two other books on the Bismarck I have were also published by the Naval Institute Press. Now, this particular book is a detailed summary of the Bismarck class of battleships, and it talks about the design and the construction of both the ships and their careers and their ultimate fates. Because see, the first volume of a new series entitled Ship Classes of the German Navy is devoted to the two battleships of the Bismarck class, Bismarck and Tirpitz, the largest capital ships ever built and completed in Germany, which in fact they fucking were. So, and we'll go on, see, because it talks about, the development and the construction, which, if you guys know anything, they were kind of designed in, fucking hush-hush kind of situations. The Germans didn't really want the others to know that they were building big-ass fucking ships. So, and of course, here's this amazing picture of Bismarck being launched in Blumenvoss. And of course, there was a lot of, there was differences, and it even says right here between the two ships. Although both ships were of the same type and class, there were substantial differences between them. Whilst the Bismarck's funnel cap was silver gray, that on the Tirpitz was always black. The two cranes on Bismarck were sighted 3 meters further aft and 3.5 meters further outboard than on her sister, and Tirpitz mounted these cranes on the superstructure deck. So, which means they weren't on the main deck like on Bismarck, they were on the superstructure deck, one level higher. And of course, during the course of her service, Tirpitz received a number of modifications to augment the increased battery of single 2-centimeter guns. Additional 2-centimeter quadruple flak mounts were installed, for example, on B turret and top of the bridge structure. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Even though the two ships were very similar, but they were very fucking different at the same time. And of course, there's got Bismarck Class technical layout. Basically everything, the technical aspects about them, which is pretty interesting to go through. Gets kind of boring at times, but it's still really interesting to look through and actually figure out that, holy shit, these ships were fucking crazy. And of course, there's some really nice pictures, because that's Bismarck's D turret, that's turret Dora. And that is the port aft portion of the superstructure, because I recognize those two gooseneck vents. There was only one location where those fuckers were, and that was on the port side aft. of the ship. And of course, fire direction, radar equipment, technical plans, machinery data for Tirpitz, dock test for Bismarck, electrical plant. And of course, here's a picture. I believe this is of Bismarck, because you can see right here the big fucking swastika on the deck. Clear as fucking day. And of course, we got some scale plans in here, but these are plans of Tirpitz. These are Tirpitz because you can see the deck layout and shit's different. Plus, Tirpitz also had torpedo launchers. Bismarck did not. And of course, you have history, Battleship Bismarck, and it's detailed. And it goes through talking about the history of Bismarck, which in this case pretty brief, and of course the history of the namesake of the ship, Otto von Bismarck, the Iron Chancellor. And of course, a lot of fucking amazing pictures of Bismarck in this book. That's a really nice fucking picture. And it proves right there that the top of the funnel was silver, was aluminum colored. You know, a lot of neat freaking pictures. And there's some pictures in here I haven't even seen, like that one. I ain't seen that one or that one. That one's really cool. That's a nice picture too, of her with the Baltic camouflage. And that one, I've never seen those either. Or that one. Or that one. Or that one. And of course, you know, there's... And then of course it goes to Tirpitz, the more deadlier sister of the two. And basically what's Churchill basically called an annoying bitch. So, and basically outlines the details of Tirpitz's history, which is for the most part pretty boring and pretty sad. She never really saw a lot of action, and of course the last incident that she was a part of, she was being used as a floating gun platform and not really a ship. And of course they dropped big massive tall boy bombs on her and she fucking rolled over and sank. Pretty sad. Of course, the history of her namesake, Gross Admiral Alfred von Tirpitz. He was the reason why the Germans had such a big ass navy in World War I. You can thank this guy here. And of course, a lot of amazing pictures of Tirpitz. It's so weird. I mean, in a lot of ways, Tirpitz was almost a clone to Bismarck, but fucking not really. Unlike Bismarck, when she was launched, she had a straight stem bow and was later refitted with the Atlantic bow. Tirpitz already had that bow. See, Tirpitz already had the Atlantic bow on, you know, was built into her when she was launched. I mean, you could just tell. I mean, look, you can look how wide this ship is. I mean, you can tell. Look at the launchway. These ships were wide as fuck. They had some big ass hips. And of course they had big guns, so they needed the big hips to be able to straddle those guns. And I mean, if you look at pictures of her early on in her career, she was almost like a clone of the fucking Bismarck. Almost an identical clone. Like I said, there were a few little minor differences at this time. You know, minor differences. But you'd have to really know the ship. And of course, here's a picture of Adolf Hitler visiting Tirpitz and Genia and the 5th of May after he came from the Bismarck. Fucking amazing pictures. I mean, look at that. These pictures are absolutely fucking incredible. And it shows what these ships could do. I mean, see, look at this picture. If you did not know better, you could have figured that was a fucking Bismarck. But no, that's her sister. That's her baby sister. Her younger sister, Tirpitz. I mean, look down the fucking gun. I mean, you can see the fucking rifling and the damn barrels and shit. It's crazy. I mean, these pictures are just insane. Pretty detailed, too. I mean, pretty easy because you can see Tirpitz's funnel top was black. Which is that's pretty nice little detail to know. And of course, she spent most of her time hiding her big wide ass in Norwegian fjords. She undertook a few missions. Because you can see right there's the cranes, because on Bismarck they were on the main deck, but see they're on the superstructure deck. So you can see the deck comes out wider to the sides, unlike Bismarck it doesn't. So like I said, there are some differences between them. But there's a lot of neat pictures in this book. Lots and lots of neat pictures. I'm going to try to go through a little bit quicker here. See, Tirpitz. Quite a few pictures. Like, that's a neat picture. I mean, look, she's a big ass ship, but look at this landscape. I mean, she was just like a little dwarf. She was fucking dwarfed by these big ass mountains. See, look, she was dwarfed. Just proves that even the biggest machines made by man are still dwarfed by nature. That's a neat picture, because it's kind of really hard to tell the outline of the ship. It just proves how well the camouflage paint schemes worked. I mean, it's a very detailed summary of the history of both ships. But there's, like I said, more pictures of Tirpitz because, well, Tirpitz was around longer. And look, there's a swastika on her deck too, and that was from 1944. That's pretty cool. And of course, when they were dropping bombs on her, this is the 3rd of April of 44. Of course, at this time, she was tore up, and they said, nah, she wouldn't be seaworthy ever again. So they just used her as a fucking floating gun platform. And of course, there she is. Kind of sad. See, of course, you could see oil was leaking from her. So, and of course, you have the last raid when they dropped bombs on her and shit. And of course, she dies. See, and she capsizes, and that's the death of her. She's done. And voila, the end of the Tirpitz. And it talks about the conclusions too, about the design and what they could have done better and what they didn't do. And so basically overall, this is an amazing fucking book. The two gentlemen who wrote this book, Gerhard, Koop, and Klaus-Peter Schmolke, they did an amazing job. An absolutely fucking amazing job gathering this up. And the thing is, he was in the Kriegsmarine. He was an original Kriegsmarine officer. Gerhard Koop was. And his dad, Peter Schmolke's dad, actually was an officer on Tirpitz. So, I mean, really, kind of a cool thing. These two men came together and wrote this amazing fucking book. And if you're a fan of battleships, and especially the Bismarck Class battleships, you definitely want to give this book a look. And it's called Battleships of the Bismarck Class. Bismarck and Tirpitz, Culmination and Finale, German Battleship Construction. And it's an amazing book. I absolutely fucking love it. It's amazing. It's absolutely just fucking incredible. I give it 2 thumbs up and fucking 5 stars. Amazing, amazing shit. And it's definitely a book that will help you if you are building a model. Like it's helping me. So, there you have it, guys. That is my review of the book, Battleships of the Bismarck Class. And if you have any questions or comments about anything, fucking leave them in the comment section below. I'll get back with you. And if you're new to the channel and love the shit I'm doing here, hit that fucking subscribe button. Hit that damn notification bell. Never miss another video ever again. And until next time, this is Commodore Urban. Send us smooth seas and clear skies. Happy sailing with all of you. God bless you all. Take care. Be yourselves. And let's go, Brandon. Fuck Joe Biden. I'll catch you later. So long. Catch you on a warm tree wind where the fuck anyone knows. And anchors away, motherfuckers. I'll see you around. So long.